Stephen King's epic post-apocalyptic novel The Stand remains one of his most celebrated and accomplished works to date, but its adaptations have yet to parallel the substantial acclaim and scale of his original 1978 story. Since the novel's publication, there have been two TV adaptations of Stephen King's The Stand, one relatively more well-received miniseries in 1994 and a second divisive miniseries in 2020. While Stephen King's epic The Stand is one of the greatest post-apocalyptic stories ever written, there are still plenty of other TV shows in this genre that provide thrilling outlets for fans of his novel. Among the top examples is a Walton Goggins starring Prime Video sci-fi series that serves as a loose adaptation of a hit 1997 video game, which is already slated to return later this year after debuting to strong reviews and viewership in 2024. Fallout is a fantastic post-apocalyptic series for fans of Stephen King's The Stand to watch. Walton Goggins smirking as Cooper Howard in Fallout Season 1. Fans of Stephen King's The Stand looking for TV shows with a stellar take on post-apocalyptic stories, unlikely communities being formed, and fantastical elements at play should look no further than Fallout. Based on the 1997 video game series of the same game, Fallout focuses on survivors and their descendants in a ruthless new society 2 centuries after the nuclear holocaust of the Great War of 2077. The basis of the apocalypse in Fallout is quite different from The Stand, the former of which is caused by nuclear warfare while the latter is the result of a weaponized influenza wiping out the majority of the world's population. However, both stories see survivors from very different backgrounds and experiences with the apocalypse uniting in the same locations amid battles between good and evil. Much like The Stand, Fallout Season 1's ending sees the main characters' survivors head to Las Vegas, Nevada, now known as New Vegas in the Prime Video series, to confront evil forces as war looms. Overall, the compelling development of Fallout's characters, its sci-fi a fantasy-hinged post-apocalyptic story, dark humor and tone, villain similarities, and comparable themes make it a fantastic watch for The Stand readers. Fallout is better than The Stand's 2 TV adaptations so far. Alexander Skarsgård as Randall Flagg wearing a denim jacket with a yellow smiley face pin in The Stand. Prime Video's Fallout has a distinct central plot and conflict from The Stand, but the shared genre, themes, and tone of the two do make their adaptations ripe for comparison. So far, Fallout's TV adaptation stands apart as a more well-rounded, creative, engrossing post-apocalyptic series than The Stand's 1994 and 2020 adaptations. Further demonstrating this point, Fallout boasts incredibly impressive reviews with 93% critics and audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes. Meanwhile, Stephen King's The Stand, 1994, holds a 67% score from critics and 73% rating from audiences, with The Stand, 2020, recording significantly less positive scores of 57% from critics and 25% from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes. With movies and series like Fallout proving such a massive hit, it shouldn't be surprising that there's already another The Stand adaptation on the horizon. Edge of Tomorrow director Doug Liman is attached to direct a film adaptation of the story, just 5 years after the divisive 2020 series.